Today's the final day of the transfer window. I don't expect United to be making any signings, so here's 5 players who could, or maybe should, leave either now or in the summer. In at number 5 then is Scott McTominay. Now, yeah, it's a good thing that a player comes through the academy and play games in the first team, but I didn't understand why Scott was given an opportunity ahead of the likes of Sean Goss, Matty Willock, and you could even argue Fosu Mensah, who are all far better than him. When he keeps it simple, Scott was a decent option for Jose, selected for how few mistakes he makes, keeping it simple instead of the magic that he could deliver with the ball at his feet. Every squad needs its workhorses, but I think Scott isn't even up to that. He's been put back in the under-23 side, at least for last week's game, and I think that he could be a candidate to be moved on in the summer. In at number 4, Phil Jones. Unbelievably, Phil Jones was once likened to Duncan Edwards by Sir Alex. You'd think he'd know what a player was, but I guess we all make mistakes. Phil arrived with a lot of promise, and his puppy-like enthusiasm carried a long way in those early days, but being so injury-prone, so clumsy, and so likely to make a mistake in the games starts to weigh you down over the years. Jones hasn't improved or matured as a player, and yes, he can still have good games, but he's taken a significant wage up in a first-team spot that someone else could come in and make a big improvement with. I don't know who'd buy him. I don't know who'd pay his astronomical wages, but it shouldn't be Manchester United. In at number 3, Ashley Young. I'm sure that this is a total shock for everybody at my inclusion of our captain. There's a few basic things that I think you need to play for United at full-back. Good defensive positioning, a good cross, energy to get up and down the touchline. Young has got energy. He's a runner, I'll give him that, but all he works hard isn't a reason to keep someone at Manchester United. If you want a guy that runs, let's sign Mo Farah. Young's crossing makes me want to kick toddlers. His defensive positioning is terrible. He's had good games against Salah and has had in the past, but I've seen Butner have good games there also. He's pure and simple not good enough. He wasn't good enough years ago, and he's not good enough now. Number 2, Juan Mata. Juan Mata. I've loved him at United. He's been our best outfield player we've had since Sir Alex. Genuine quality, genuinely top bloke, and easily the nicest man in football. But Ollie's system doesn't suit him at all. I'd love to see him tried in the David Silva role, given license to sit deep and dictate. But when we play him right wing, he doesn't play right wing. He drifts inside. He makes it tough for everybody else in the middle and out left by clogging up that space. United can't break down teams because we make it congested for ourselves. We make it easy to mark. Juan has been a great servant and I wish him all the best. Let him go and finish playing where he's the focal point of a team that he deserves to be. And United can evolve without him. In at number 1, Marwan Fellaini. Now, at the time of recording, there's talk that Fellaini could be off to China. By the time we've released it, he probably could already be done. So often, Fellaini was Jose's go-to man off the bench or increasingly even starting in games. Much maligned for most of his time at United, I find it curious that the previous managers seemingly loved him, but they didn't get United. Ollie walks in and suddenly he's completely out of the 11 and possibly even out of the door. In a dynamic midfield that's looking to transition from defence to attack quickly, to press, to hit the channels, to get in behind an opposition, then Fellaini simply isn't that guy. He was a good option off the bench due to his physicality. He was chaos in the box, no matter which box, and it was often ours. I think we'll look back on the Fellaini era and say, yeah, that just wasn't great, was it? Thank you guys for watching. Is there any more Deadwood that you'd like to see? Let me know in the comments. Antonio Valencia, Rojo, I'm sure there's plenty of names that you guys want to let me know. I'll see you in the next one.